We are talking the latest Detroit Lions news and rumors for you folks today, going over some articles about our beloved Detroit Lions and give you the thoughts on that one, keeping you up to date with all things Detroit Lions. I know it's a little bit slow right now. It's going to be slow until the NFL draft, probably a couple days before the NFL draft. So just bear with all the content creators such as myself and everybody else whom you guys listen to. We're trying to do our best, but when you're in the period that we're in right now, the lull, not a lot's going to be going on. And then there's going to be a lull after the draft. And then it's training camp, and we're all good to go. So bear with us, but we're going to go over it right now. All right, folks, we're about 100 subs away from 10,000. I would love to get that mark. Hit that sub button right now so you don't miss out on the latest Lions news and rumors. Lions getting new uniforms on April 18. Super excited about that. I can't wait to see what it looks like. I have no idea the route they're going to go with. I really liked the alternate helmet last year. I love the color blue of theirs. If they get uniform like that, woo, that color of blue, I would like it. I would like it a lot. We're all excited. We love the new we love new uniforms. They're probably going to get rid of the grays. I'm going to assume that's the one that they're going to get rid of and then change it up. They could do the 90s style uniform that Herman Moore and Barry Sanders wore. They can go to the old logo like they did with the helmet. A lot of things to look at for the Lions' new uniform. So April 18, that's when it's coming in for the Detroit Lions. What color uniform are you guys wanting to get? Blacks, all blues, the same color? Let me know in the comments below. The Detroit Lions are having this conversation now, and we're seeing this ever since Josh Reynolds left. Is the Detroit Lions a wide receiver a major need? Major need? I'm going to say no. A need/want? Yes. Major need? No. Major need's more corner, edge, guard. I would put it as a little bit higher need than wide receiver, but wide receiver is probably right there, right next, right after that. So I do think it's a want/need because we're talking about a number 3, 4, 5 wide receiver, just dependent. If they get one in the first round, I'm not going to be upset about it. I think that it's that much of a need where they could take one in round 1. They can go other directions, and there's a lot of good wide receivers, a lot of wide receivers in this year's drafts. You don't have to take one in the first round. So I'm going to go with need/want, not major need. Josh Reynolds put up 600 yards. Donovan Peoples-Jones is going to take some of those yards, and then they can draft a guy. Maybe they like Antoine Green. That's something that we're not really talking about a lot. What if they really like him in that role? That's the whole point in drafting a guy, right, is you draft him and develop him. I thought he did good in preseason. We'll see what he does in this year's preseason if he can take that jump. But Antoine Green is an option too, folks, is an option. I don't think it's the end-all, be-all, but you don't draft a guy in him making the roster and then not develop him. That's the whole point. We get players like Derek Barnes, Afutu Melifonwu that developed. So it's not out of the realm of possibility they look at Green and say, we can use him for our wide receiver position. It's not out of the realm. Him and Jared Goff probably on the same page anyways. They had a whole year together. So I do like that's a want, but big time need. I'm not thinking at the corner, edge is a bigger need. Chris Johnson saying that all-pro running back says that's Chris Johnson is the next one up. And I agree. He does look like a Chris Johnson, doesn't he? Doesn't he? He's got that speed, the breakaway speed. He's patient. I think Jahmyr Gibbs could be a Chris Johnson type of player, and I see it as well. We've seen the growth of Jahmyr Gibbs last year from week 1 to the final NFC Championship game, and he really has developed into such a good running back. He's getting better and better. Yeah, he needs to hold on to the football and some little stuff right there, but he's going to be in the top 100. He's one of the best backs in football. Him and Christian McCaffrey, I think, the best backs in football. And guess what? Christian McCaffrey's older, and we got Jahmyr Gibbs, who's younger. So I love it. I think he is the next big thing. I do think Jahmyr Gibbs is, and I cannot wait to see him next year. Starting right off the gate, great. Seeing this article here, The Detroit Lions drafted the wrong Tennessee quarterback. Says, let me just start off here and saying I have never understood Hendon Hooker pick to the Detroit Lions. Just because you don't watch the game of football. Backup quarterbacks are really expensive. We've had terrible backup quarterbacks. Hendon Hooker is a great backup quarterback right now, and he's cheap. That's why we drafted him, to develop to be a backup for a couple of years. And potential, if something didn't happen with Jared Goff, he could be the future. If there's injury to Jared Goff, that's why we drafted Hendon Hooker. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. It really doesn't. Yes, Jared Goff is healthy, and he's not getting injured. But guess what happened to nearly half of the NFL quarterbacks last year, starting quarterbacks? They didn't play sometime. We just got lucky with Jared Goff. He just didn't get injured. Folks, that's why we drafted Hendon Hooker. He's a great quarterback. He's going to be great. He would be a first-round pick this year. If he didn't get injured, he'd be a first-round pick last year. They picked him to develop him and to have great insurance if Jared Goff goes down. We want to make a Super Bowl, okay? You want to be the New York Jets where you put everything in Aaron Rodgers' basket or everything in Jared Goff's basket gets injured? That would be a horrible decision. Horrible decision. You got to have a good backup quarterback. You have to. And we got one. We don't have to worry about it. He's going to be good to go. He's not going to be a rookie. If he has to play this year due to injury, I'm confident that he's going to take over the offense. We'll just keep humming along. I don't know if he's be good as the Jared Goff. Probably not as good. But best believe we're not out of a game. Years past, we lose a quarterback, a start quarterback, we're David Blau and don't win another game under Matthew Stafford when he goes down, right? Tim Boyle, we don't win games. That's why we got Hendon Hooker. It's really not hard to figure out. Dan Campbell likes the current cornerback room, but could still do competition. We still have a Vildor out there they can bring. It doesn't mean that they're going to get a top cornerback, but you can definitely pick up other corners in free agency and, of course, in the draft. It's not a secret. They know that the cornerbacks, they need to upgrade the room. They're not going to say, oh, this is booty cheeks. Dan Campbell's not going to say they're cheeks. Brad Holmes not going to say they're cheeks. Yes, they're going to bring in more corners in the draft and potentially in free agency as well. Again, they'll probably wait for the draft a guy, and then they could pick up a guy in free agency for a veteran role. We got to wait till other teams cut to 53. There's other options there, but yeah, make no mistake, they're going to get that corner room fixed, and they're going to get it fixed in a hurry. And it's going to be nice to see. I think they were going to take Devin Witherspoon if he was there, but he wasn't, and we traded down, so that just tells you what they want to get that cornerback room straightened. And they were booty cheeks last year, so they're going to get it done. Folks, make sure you hit that notification bell, subscribe to the channel. With that said, folks, adios.